vote for me. I don't want that. I don't want.
My Naija people, I don't bring on this story as it take the happen now. My name is Steven.
Like and share the videos to your friends. Share it to the groups. There's people in. So let us grow together by following my page, subscribing to my YouTube channel. At least remember, when you like the video, Facebook or YouTube, they will be recommending the videos to other people. Thank you for coming to my channel.
And the police to be ruthless. We are not going to be blamed that we want to rig the election. I want Nigerians to be respected. Let them vote whoever they want across the parties. I'm not afraid of that. I have gone through, as you said, the whole 36 states and Abuja. I went round. I think I have got enough supporters across the country to look after me. So I am going to warn anybody who thinks he has enough influence in his locality to lead a body of thugs to snatch boxes or to disturb the voting system. He will do it at the expense of his own life. Thank you very much.
I charge you to henceforth defend yourselves courageously against any armed group that attempt to attack you or attack any police asset and any criminal or any national infrastructure. Don't sit down and even defend your formations, your places of work. Go out and look for them like they are looking for you and deal with them.
Good evening. It's great to have you with us on this Wednesday night. I'm Whit Johnson in for David tonight. And we begin with the emotional hearing in a Buffalo courtroom. The white supremacist who killed 10 black people at a neighborhood supermarket last May, hearing from the families of his victims, confronting him with their pain and anger before he was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. At one point, a grieving family member rushing forward, trying to reach the gunman seated at the defense table, court officers jumping in to hurry the gunman away. The outpouring of emotion over that carefully planned massacre. Peyton Gendron drove more than 200 miles to that black community wearing body armor and live streaming the attack. In a brief statement, he apologized, acknowledging he killed his victims because they were black. Strong words from Judge Susan Egan telling Gendron he deserved no mercy, no understanding, no second chances. And as she sentenced him, Judge Egan described each of his victims, the lives they led, and who they left behind. Gendron had pleaded guilty in order to save his life, but he could still face the death penalty when he's tried on federal crimes. ABC's senior investigative reporter Aaron Katursky leads us off from Buffalo.
Tonight, the pain of that racist attack at a Buffalo supermarket roared into court as families of the 10 black men and women shot dead faced their loved one's killer. A spectator lunging at Peyton Gendron, deputies rushing him out of the courtroom. His sentencing hearing paused until order was restored.
I understand the anger, but we cannot have that in the courtroom.
The dramatic interruption coming as the sister of 72-year-old victim Catherine Massey pointedly addressed the shooter.
Cat didn't hurt anybody. That ain't fair to say. You gonna come to our city and decide you don't like black people. Man, you don't know a damn thing about black people. We're human.
9 months after Gendron opened fire at the Tops supermarket in a well-planned attack, the emotional wounds are still raw for Wayne Jones, remembering his 65-year-old mother, Celestine Cheney.
While I was writing this, tears fell from my eyes. Thinking about what a beautiful person you took.
And with Gendron watching passively in an orange jumpsuit, the widow of top security guard, 55-year-old Aaron Salter, who was hailed a hero for facing down the shooter, explaining why she wore red and black.
Red for the blood that he shed for his family and for his community. And black because we are still grieving.
I'm very sorry.
Afterward, the shooter briefly apologizing.
I did a terrible thing that day. I shot and killed people because they were black.
But relatives and prosecutors doubting his sincerity.
I firmly do not believe that that was from his heart.
With Gendron pleading guilty to domestic terrorism motivated by hate, the judge sentenced him to the mandatory life in prison with no chance at parole.
There is no place for you or your ignorant, hateful,
and evil ideologies in a civilized society. There can be no mercy for you, no understanding, no second chances.
Aaron Katersky joining us now from Buffalo. And Aaron, we saw just how painful it was for these families in the courtroom, and they'll have another chance to confront the shooter.
They will, Whit, because Peyton Gendron faces federal hate crimes charges, and the Justice Department is deciding whether to pursue the death penalty. The families are also working with the city to try and establish a permanent memorial to their loved ones. Whit.
All right, Aaron, thank you.
Distinguished fellow Nigerians, it will be recalled that sometime in June 2022, this umbrella body of former presidential candidates and 24 former national chairmen of political parties came together to strictly examine and evaluate the records of all the presidential candidates in the race for the presidency. It was during this evaluation, which was carried out without any coloration of ethnicity or religious bias, that the Coalition for Good Governance came to the conclusion that Mr. Peter Gregory Obi and Dati Baba Ahmed are the most credible, capable, qualified candidates among the contestants vying for the post of president come 25th of February 2023. Towards this regard, we reaffirmed and re-echoed our stand in the best interest of Nigerians. We are thankful that Nigerians of all ethnicity have given an ear to our patriotic call to vote Mr. Peter Gregory Obi and Dati Baba Ahmed as we go to the polls this Saturday, 25th of February 2023. The Coalition for Good Governance, as a body of professionals in the political terrain, wishes to advise Nigerians to reject those who peddle unnecessary blackmail on the candidates of Mr. Peter Obi. Mr. Peter Obi is a nationalist and a true Nigerian. He is a decent, humble, credible, capable, competent, and compassionate in character. Mr. Peter Obi, as governor of Anambra State, rejected billions of naira and houses of compensation from Anambra State government. It is in record that Mr. Peter Obi left over 75 billion naira in the state coffers at the end of his tenure, a record that has been unmatched by any governor in Nigeria.
Vote for me. I don't want that vote. I don't want a xenophobic vote. I love my African people. The same way I love my mother and my grandmother. I'm in love with Africans. Africans are hated everywhere. You go to America, the black skin is a source of hatred. You go to UK, a black skin is a source of hatred. You asking me to join in the hatred of black people. I know what the hatred of my skin did during apartheid. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to be asked that I should stand at the border, at the fence between Limpopo and Zimbabwe and block a mother who's carrying a child, only crossing to get a medication in Musina and going back to Zimbabwe because there is a problem in Zimbabwe. I refuse to join that chorus. And if that will not make me the president of this country, I'm happy that let me die with my conscience being clear than being a president who has emerged through selling out his own soul. Nobody asked me to feel like this. I feel very strongly about black people. I feel very strong about African continent. And I would rather not be a president because I know for a fact that this is an establishment that is spreading this anti-blackness that we experience everywhere else. It's not true. There's jobs in the restaurants. These Lesotho women who are working in our houses. Our sisters don't want to work there. They've gone to schools. They want quality jobs. Not that they look down on these jobs. They are saying, I cannot, with a diploma, with N6, with qualifications, go and be a domestic worker. We want more. Who wants to go and work and be paid with wine in the Cape Farms? Who wants to do that of South Africans? Let me and you Take trucks and buses now and go and fetch those foreigners who are working there during harvesting season in the Cape wines. Let's go and take them and let's see what's going to happen to those Cape wines. All of those grapes are going to get rotten because our people will never agree to work in exchange for wine. Never will I. Nothing will persuade me. Not the results of the elections, not a gun on my head, not any form of intimidation will persuade me to hate on black people. I will never hate on Africans, not even for votes. Do not vote for me if you don't love Africans and you want me to hate them. I won't do that.
It is such a pleasure. First of all, how do you...
Let me first return many thanks to you for inviting me again to speak inside a television. I feel like I have been given birth to again, and in fact, today I will sleep with the gumboots.
Why this message today? How did you go about crafting this?
I sent transport money to a girl, and after a few minutes, I called her and she told that she is in a Madrid coming, and I stayed a little bit, then called her again and told me that she has been involved in accident and now she is in the ICU. Staying a little, I called her again and she told me that she has died, and that it is where I sit. I have been carried stupid, and I sat down and I see the rate at which the boy child's transport money is being consumed by the other gender is quite alarming. And I called myself a meeting and I asked myself, Mike Karas, what can we do? And I told myself, Mike Karas, we will go to the street and tell the other gender how we feel about our transport money being eaten. That is where I gave myself effort and told myself, Mike Karas, be brave, you can do this. And that is where I went to the street to tell the other gender how we are feeling. Yes.
I got shivers when you said that. I mean, that is what it takes, isn't it? It's bravery. It takes bravery to see it and to be that light.
Yes, it takes bravery, but not until you are chased by a dog with your girlfriend, and now you have to leave her behind to be brave herself.
I understand that you use writing to cope with it, to share your voice that way. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yes, I love writing, especially the messages that say, share this post and you will be a millionaire tomorrow, and if you refuse and you are a man, you will get pregnant by tomorrow. Yes, I love writing very much.
Wow. Wow, you're awesome. I'm so transfixed. Your mom must just be so proud of you, and your whole family, and you must be so proud of them.
Yes, they are proud of me because I talk inside a television.
I'm not recording anywhere.
Thank you guys for watching this video. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Steven TV 06. Then follow my page, Steven TV. Please guys, like, subscribe, share, comment. Thank you guys.